Most women believe that attraction is primarily physical, that men are drawn to beauty, body, and appearance above all else. And while physical attraction matters initially, it's not what creates the obsession that leads to lasting commitment. Quality men, the ones capable of genuine partnership, become obsessed with qualities that have nothing to do with how you look. The truth is that physical attraction might open the door, but it's these deeper qualities that make a man unable to stop thinking about you, that transform casual interest into genuine obsession, that create the kind of attraction that deepens over time rather than fading as novelty wears off. What makes these qualities particularly powerful is that they're entirely within your control. You can't dramatically change your physical appearance overnight, but you can absolutely develop and demonstrate these qualities that quality men find irresistible and that create lasting obsession rather than temporary attraction. The painful truth is that many women spend enormous energy, time, and money trying to perfect their physical appearance while completely neglecting the qualities that actually create the deep attraction and obsession that leads to committed partnership with quality men. Hi, I'm Gabriel Hart from My Daily Love, and in this video, we'll talk about 5 things quality men obsess over that have nothing to do with looks. Quality number 1. The way you carry yourself in silence. The first thing quality men obsess over is the way you carry yourself in silence. Quiet confidence is more magnetic than loud flirting, because the energy you project when you're not actively performing or seeking attention reveals your genuine relationship with yourself and your worth. Think of how you carry yourself in silence, like your resting state. Anyone can perform confidence or attractiveness when actively trying. But how you exist when you're not performing, that's what reveals truth about your actual confidence and self-possession. Quiet confidence is more magnetic than loud flirting. Loud flirting, constant performance, obvious attempts to attract attention, all of these signal effort and potential insecurity. But quiet confidence requires no effort or performance because it comes from genuine self-assurance. This shows up in specific ways. How you enter a room without needing to announce yourself or immediately seek validation, how you sit comfortably in your own presence without fidgeting or performing, how you handle moments of silence without needing to fill them with chatter, how you exist in groups without needing to be the center of attention. Quality men notice this immediately. They observe women who are comfortable in their own skin, who don't need constant validation or attention, who project calm self-assurance without words. This quiet confidence is magnetic because it's rare and because it signals genuine rather than performed self-worth. The confidence that creates obsession isn't the loud, performative kind that constantly announces itself. It's the quiet kind that simply exists without needing external validation. It's the woman who's comfortable being herself, whether anyone's watching or not. This quality particularly attracts quality men because they're looking for partners, not projects. They want women who are already whole and self-assured rather than women who need constant validation and attention to feel secure. The way you carry yourself in silence reveals whether your confidence is genuine or performed, whether your self-worth is internal or dependent on external validation, whether you're comfortable with yourself or constantly needing reassurance from others. From what I've seen, developing genuine quiet confidence, the kind that exists without performance or validation seeking, is one of the most powerful things you can do to attract quality men because it signals everything they're looking for in a partner. Quality number 2. Your relationship with your time. Here's what quality men obsess over that most women underestimate. Your relationship with your time. Women who guard their time signal high value without a word, because how you treat your own time reveals how you value yourself and teaches others how to value you. Think of your relationship with your time like the clearest window into your self-respect. People who value themselves protect their time. People who don't value themselves give their time away freely to anyone who asks, regardless of whether it's deserved or reciprocated. Women who guard their time signal high value without a word. You don't have to announce "I'm high value" or explain why you're worth pursuing. Your relationship with your time demonstrates it through your actions and availability patterns. This shows up in specific ways. Not being immediately available every time someone reaches out, maintaining commitments to yourself even when someone wants your time, having a full life that doesn't reorganize around every request for attention, saying no to invitations or requests that don't align with your priorities. Quality men notice immediately when a woman has a healthy relationship with her time. They observe that she's not desperately available, that her time is legitimately limited by her full life, that access to her requires consideration and planning rather than being automatically granted. This scarcity of access created by a genuinely full life makes your time valuable. When someone can only see you at certain times because you have genuine commitments and priorities, those times become more valuable than if you're always available whenever they want. The relationship with your time also reveals your priorities and self-respect. When you protect your time, you're demonstrating that you have a life worth living independently of romantic interest, that you respect yourself enough to maintain boundaries, that connection with you enhances rather than replaces your existing full life. Quality men are obsessed with this because it removes the pressure of being your entertainment or your entire life. You have your own full existence that they're being invited into rather than an empty life they're expected to fill. The shift from being freely available to anyone who asks to thoughtfully protecting your time based on genuine priorities and reciprocity transforms how quality men perceive and pursue you. Now please, a word of caution you absolutely need to hear. Protecting your time is not about playing hard to get. It's about refusing to make yourself small, disposable, or endlessly available for someone who hasn't earned that level of access. And if you try to fake this fullness without actually building a life you love, it won't just feel inauthentic, it will backfire by sending mixed signals that confuse and frustrate the very men you're hoping to attract. So the challenge isn't just understanding that guarding your time matters. It's learning how to maintain a genuinely full life that creates natural time boundaries without either being so available that you signal low value or so unavailable that you seem disinterested or like you're playing games, because authenticity is what quality men are actually seeking. Most women either become completely available the moment they're interested, abandoning all their plans and priorities to make endless time for someone new, which signals that their life was empty and waiting to be filled, or they strategically withhold availability even when they're actually free to create false scarcity that quality men can sense and find manipulative rather than attractive. Understanding how to maintain genuine life fullness that creates authentic time boundaries, being honestly available when you genuinely are, while also maintaining real commitments that limit availability, protecting time based on actual priorities rather than strategic game playing is crucial because quality men are attracted to genuine scarcity from real-life fullness, not manufactured unavailability from strategic withholding. The difference between women who successfully guard their time in attractive ways and those who either become too available or play unavailable games often comes down to specific principles about authentic versus strategic time management. Comment time, and I'll reveal the 3 ways to guard your time authentically versus the 3 mistakes that either signal desperation through over-availability or manipulation through strategic withholding. Quality number 3, your emotional predictability. What if one of the most underrated qualities quality men obsess over is emotional predictability? Not boring, but stable, where men obsess over women whose energy doesn't swing like a pendulum, because emotional consistency creates the safety required for genuine intimacy and lasting partnership. Think of emotional predictability like a steady temperature versus constant fluctuation. Steady doesn't mean unchanging or boring. It means generally consistent and proportional rather than wildly unpredictable and disproportionate. Not boring, stable. There's a crucial difference. Boring means nothing ever happens. No emotion, no passion, no depth. Stable means emotions exist and are expressed but in proportional, predictable ways rather than chaotic, disproportionate reactions. Men obsess over women whose energy doesn't swing like a pendulum. When your emotional state is relatively consistent and predictable, they know generally what to expect. Your reactions are proportional to situations. You're not dramatically different from day to day. It creates emotional safety that allows intimacy to develop. This doesn't mean suppressing all emotion or never having bad days. It means your emotional responses are generally proportional to situations. Your baseline mood is relatively stable. People can predict generally how you'll respond to various situations. You process emotions rather than just reacting to everything. Quality men are obsessed with this because emotional unpredictability is exhausting and prevents intimacy. When they never know which version of you they're getting, whether small things will trigger big reactions, whether your mood will dramatically shift without warning, they can't relax into genuine connection. The emotional predictability creates the safety required for vulnerability. They know that opening up to you won't trigger disproportionate reactions, that sharing struggles won't create dramatic responses, that being themselves won't result in emotional chaos they have to manage. This is particularly attractive to quality men because they're looking for partners who can be emotionally present and honest without being emotionally volatile and exhausting. They want depth and authenticity, but they also need some level of predictability that makes vulnerability feel safe. The stability isn't about perfection or never having emotions, it's about emotional regulation, the capacity to feel deeply while also managing those feelings proportionally rather than making every emotion everyone else's crisis to manage. From what I've seen, women who develop genuine emotional regulation while maintaining emotional depth and authenticity become irresistible to quality men precisely because they offer the rare combination of emotional accessibility without emotional chaos. Quality number 4, the depth of your mind. The fourth thing quality men obsess over is the depth of your mind. Thoughts, insights, perspectives, it's mental seduction, because intellectual compatibility and stimulation create lasting attraction that physical beauty alone can never provide. Think of mental depth like discovering someone has entire worlds inside their mind that you want to explore. Physical attraction might create initial interest, but mental depth creates obsession because there's always more to discover. Thoughts, insights, perspectives, it's mental seduction. The way you think about things, the insights you offer, the perspectives you bring, the conversations you can have, all of this creates attraction that deepens over time rather than fading as novelty wears off. This shows up through having genuine interests and knowledge you're passionate about, offering perspectives and insights rather than just agreeing, asking thoughtful questions that show you're thinking deeply, engaging in substantive conversations beyond surface small talk, having formed opinions and the ability to articulate them. Quality men are obsessed with this because mental stimulation is what creates lasting attraction. Physical beauty might catch attention initially, but if there's no depth beneath the surface, interest fades quickly as novelty wears off. The depth of your mind keeps them engaged long-term. They're constantly discovering new aspects of how you think, new insights you offer, new perspectives they hadn't considered. The mental engagement prevents boredom and creates the kind of attraction that actually deepens with time. This is particularly attractive to quality men because they're looking for partners, not just physical attraction. They want someone they can have substantive conversations with, someone who challenges and stimulates them intellectually, someone whose mind they respect as much as they're attracted to their appearance. The mental depth also reveals itself through curiosity. Women who ask thoughtful questions, who are genuinely interested in learning and understanding, who bring intellectual curiosity to conversations. This creates engagement that goes far beyond physical attraction. Quality women understand that cultivating their minds, reading, learning, developing perspectives, engaging with ideas, is one of the most powerful things they can do to create lasting attraction with quality men. Quality number 5, your self-respect in micro moments. The final thing quality men obsess over is your self-respect in micro moments, how you say no, how you handle small disrespect, how you protect your peace, because these small moments reveal your actual boundaries and self-respect more clearly than any words ever could. Think of micro moments like constant small tests that reveal character. Anyone can claim to have boundaries and self-respect, but how you handle small moments of potential boundary violation reveals whether those boundaries are real or just theoretical. How you say no, whether you can decline requests or invitations clearly and without excessive explanation or apology, whether you can maintain boundaries even when facing pressure or disappointment, whether you prioritize your needs and boundaries over being liked. How you handle small disrespect, whether you let subtle dismissive comments slide or address them calmly, whether you tolerate being talked over or interrupted without response, whether small violations of your time or boundaries get consequences or acceptance. How you protect your peace, whether you remove yourself from situations that don't serve you, whether you maintain boundaries around your energy and emotional state, whether you prioritize your well-being over keeping others comfortable. Quality men are obsessed with this because these micro moments reveal your actual self-respect and boundaries far more accurately than anything you say about yourself. They observe how you handle these small tests and use that information to understand your actual standards and boundaries. Women with genuine self-respect don't make big announcements about their boundaries. They simply maintain them consistently through thousands of small moments where they choose themselves over pleasing others, where they protect their peace over avoiding discomfort, where they say no when something doesn't serve them. This is particularly attractive to quality men because it demonstrates you won't tolerate poor treatment. You have genuine standards rather than just stated ones. You value yourself enough to protect your peace and boundaries even when facing pressure. The micro moments create a cumulative picture of your self-respect. Each small moment where you maintain boundaries, decline what doesn't serve you, address subtle disrespect, or protect your peace adds to a portrait of someone who genuinely values themselves. Quality men want partners who respect themselves because self-respect is the foundation of any healthy relationship. When you respect yourself, you create the conditions for them to respect you. When you don't respect yourself, no amount of effort from them can create genuine respect. From what I've seen, developing genuine self-respect that shows up consistently in micro moments is what separates women who attract quality committed partnership from those who attract interest that never develops into genuine commitment.